Hi, this is Town of North Hempstead Supervisor Judy Bosworth. In the interest of keeping our senior population safe, we have partnered with our Project Independence fitness instructors to provide virtual classes. This way, you can still get the exercise you're used to from the safety of your home. Please enjoy.
Hi there, and welcome to Project Independence Fitness Exercise Program. My name is Rebecca Miller, and I am a certified yoga instructor. I will be guiding you through this gentle yoga class. We will be starting out on the mat, and I really like to use props. I love to have all kinds of props handy, whether it's a rolled up towel, a bolster. Right now I'm sitting on 2 blocks, one on each side, just to help raise up my spine. A lot of times I like to sit on my props in the beginning of class because it just helps me with my alignment and reminding me to stay aligned. You don't have to use props. I just love to have them handy. Sometimes I don't use them, but I just always like to have them because later on in class we will be doing standing poses. And especially if we come into a triangle pose, you can, instead of placing your hand all the way down on the mat, you can place your hand on a block to bring the earth just a little bit closer. So that all being said, you can also follow along on a chair. So any of the poses or stretching, anything that we're doing in this class can be modified on a chair. If I do give instruction for a pose that may be a little more complicated on a chair, then just come into movement on your chair that you enjoy, that you use when you're doing a chair yoga class. So please know that any of our classes, any of the Project Independence fitness classes, whether it's dance, fitness, or yoga, even Tai Chi, you can join along on a chair. Just make sure that chair is nice and sturdy and you have room to move your arms. And if you slide a little bit toward the front of the chair doesn't tilt. So you have to make sure that the chair is nice and sturdy. And then just go ahead and follow along with the class and enjoy the class. So that all being said, wherever you're sitting on, whether it's your mat, your blocks, pillows, a chair, let's just start to gently close our eyes. For now, you can close your eyes. You don't have to watch. Gently closing your eyes, breathing in and out through the nose. Gentle breaths in and gentle breaths out. And just kind of bringing in positive thoughts with your in-breath. Thinking of something that brings you joy, brings a smile to your face. And on the exhales, release and let go, allowing the body to soften. Inhale. Maybe as you inhale, start to smile. And as you exhale, release and soften even the facial muscles. Everything just lets go. Inhale with that positive breath. And exhale, releasing and letting go. Inhale, those shoulders become stacked over the hips, the spine is aligned, the crown of the head rises up. And on the exhales, you're releasing and letting go. And remember, throughout our practice today, whenever you're breathing in and out, go to your own pattern of breath. So if I'm ahead of you or behind you, that's fine. And I may not be cueing breath the whole time. It doesn't mean hold your breath. You should never hold your breath. Just continue with the own rhythm of your breath pattern. Inhales, positive, inhale, spine align. Exhales, release and let go. And let's go ahead and bring our arms to a T now. You can open your eyes if you want, or you can follow along with my instruction with your eyes gently closed. That's up to you. So your arms are at a T, shoulders should still be stacked over the hips. Turn the palms up and inhale the fingertips up. And exhale, lowering the fingertips down toward the earth. Then turn those palms up. Inhale, connect the breath to movement. Inhales, we rise up. Exhales, we lower down. Fingertips coming down to the earth and toward the side of the chair. Turn the palms up, inhaling up. And exhaling, lowering the fingertips down toward the earth. And one more time, bring those arms up. Hands and fingers together, lowering to heart center for balance. And setting an intention for your practice today. And your intention is always something that you intend to accomplish for yourself. So this is for you. This is something that you want to accomplish today. Maybe coming to your yoga class is what you wanted to accomplish, and that's great, because as long as that's for you, it's what you're supposed to do. And then if you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone or something, of course, someone or something that brings you joy, just like that in-breath. So when you think about your dedication, it's someone that brings you joy. Take a nice full breath in. And a big, long, slow exhale. Nice and soft. And gently start to flutter your eyes open. We're going to inhale our fingertips up toward the sky. Let's go ahead and cross all of our fingers on both hands. Turn the palms up and exhale, lowering down on the exhale, connecting to that breath. And then inhale, pushing those palms forward so your arms stay nice and engaged. Exhale, lowering down. And one more time, inhale those hands up. And now we're just going to separate the hands and lower our hands onto our knees. If we're seated on the mat, you're just going to place them right on the inside of the knees. If you're on the chair, they're just going to kind of lay right on top of the knees. We're going to start out by warming up that cervical spine, by warming up that neck. So really important, before we start to do that, you're seated aligned. So maybe if you're on the chair, your feet are flat on the earth. If you're seated like I am, you may have one leg out in front of you. Cross leg is not the rule. It's really just what comfortable yoga seat you can find and still maintain that alignment. So our shoulders are stacked over the hips. Seat, we're finding balance in our seat. Spine's aligned, crown of the head's rising up. And then just gently start to turn the head to the right. Nice and slow, and pause. Center and pause, and to your left and pause. And just do that a few times. Until you just kind of warm up the cervical spine a little bit here. And then gazing forward. We're going to continue to warm up the cervical spine. So again, maintaining that nice aligned yoga seat. Slowly start to lower the right ear toward the right shoulder. Very gently. This is a gentle guide. We're not forcing. So the right ear toward the right shoulder. You don't want the shoulder coming up to the ear. You want to kind of guide that right ear toward the right shoulder because we're stretching out the left side of the neck. Breathing in and out, continuing to breathe, not holding the breath. And let's do one more breath here. Nice breath in and out. slowly on your exhale, start to roll your chin towards your chest. Nice and slow and simple. And then slowly rise up till you're gazing forward, and then roll the head back just a little bit, just a few centimeters, and gaze forward. Nice. So now we're going to stretch out the right side of our neck by lowering the left ear toward the left shoulder. Remember, it's always a guide. It's never a force. Nice gentle guide. Breathing through it, stretching out the right side. Spine's aligned, shoulders are stacked. I'm constantly reminding myself, every move I make, I know that every part of the body has an action. Some parts of the body may be relaxed, but that's the action that part takes. So slowly start to exhale, rolling the chin toward the chest, and then we're going to slowly roll the head back until you're gazing up just a little bit. Come on forward, nice. Let's bring the arms to a T. And this time, we're gonna come into field goal arms. So you know what a field goal looks like, right? So you've got the elbows are aligned to the shoulders. So the elbows are aligned to the shoulders, both elbows. Fingertips are reaching up. And then we're just gonna bring the arms together nice and slow. So from the elbows to the hands, and open up. Okay, exhale, coming forward. Inhale, opening up, exhale, and just doing that a few times. Trying to keep the elbows up. See, even my elbows are coming down. You have to be kind of mindful of it. Always kind of mindful. Elbows are up, coming forward one more time, and then arms coming back to field goal. Let's bring the arms to a T. Inhale those hands up. Nice and slowly. We're going to twist now. So we're bringing the right hand behind our back. Your hips are forward. We're going to put the left hand on the outside of that right knee. If you're on the chair, you can use the back of the chair for a little support. Every chair is a little bit different. So come into your twist as it's comfortable to you on the chair. We're inhaling to lengthen the spine. And when we exhale, when you let go of that breath, that's when you twist a little bit. So remember, it's a guide. So we're exhaling, the body softens. When you exhale, the tension leaves the body. So you wouldn't want to push yourself into, or guide yourself into the twist when you're inhaling, when you're rising up. So we're going to go ahead and inhale, and exhale, guiding into that twist. And remember, the hips are forward, your feet are on the floor if you're on the chair. And let's take 2 more breaths here, in and out. Nice and slow. Again, I'm guiding, I'm gently guiding. I may push off a little bit with my left hand on my right knee to guide a little deeper. I'm feeling my body, I'm seeing how it goes. Back feels okay, so I'm going to try to go a little deeper. And let's slowly come out of it. Right back to center, bring those arms to a T, bring the arms up, realign the spine. Notice where all the body, what all the actions are happening in the body, and then we're going to twist to the left. So now that left hand's behind you. Be mindful of this. If you're seated on a block or pillows, you want that back hand to be at the same level as your seat, so you're not kind of reaching back in your twist in addition to twisting. So that left hand, my left hand is on my block. So we're going to inhale to lengthen. And exhale, releasing gently, letting go. And I'm twisting to the left. So my hips are forward. I can tell you, one side's very different than the other today. I felt a lot more, I wouldn't say comfortable, but I was able to come into my twist deeper on the other side. I'm listening to my body. I'm not pushing it here. Inhale. And exhale, twisting to the left. Let's do it 2 more times on this side, listening to the body. If you're on your chair, twisting 2. And slowly come back to center. Nice and slow. You want to come out of a twist always slowly because your spine's in a lot of different positions. Your upper part is twisted, the middle part, and then the lower part. So you want to come out nice and slow. Let's inhale those hands up. Nice, and exhale, lowering those hands down. So we're gonna do some side stretches, and these are very easily done on the chair as well as on the mat. I like to be nice and close to the mat when I do my side stretches, and that's up to you. If you've been seated a while and you wanna stretch out the feet a little bit, go ahead and do that, or your legs, especially if you've been had a sitting cross leg like I was. I like to stretch out a little bit. So I've got my blocks handy on each side because we're going to do some side stretches, and I may or may not need them. I just want to know that they're there. So let's go ahead and inhale the hands up and lower the hands down. So the right hand now, you're going to walk the right hand down, I'd say about 6 inches to the right or wherever you're comfortable. Ground that right hand down. You want to keep that right arm nice and aligned, and we're just going to lift the left hand up. So left hand is reaching up toward the sky. You have a lot of options here. You can leave it here. If you're on the chair, you can just lower your right hand onto any part of the chair that's comfortable for you, that right hand, and the left hand comes up. Left hand can stay up like this. You can soften the arm and just have the elbow come up, or that left hand can come up and over to the right. So we're breathing in, we're reaching, and on the exhale, we're folding to the right. You don't have to fold, you can just release the breath. If you want, you can also come down to the forearm. If you feel that left side come up, use that right hand to help you kind of stay nice and balanced on your seat. You can take a block, put the block, put your forearm on the block. That brings the earth a little bit closer, coming into your side stretch that way. Whatever the body's feeling, whatever you're feeling and feels good. And then let's push that right hand or arm, wherever it is, bringing us up to sit. Inhale the hands up, and then lowering the hands to the earth. So yeah, we're gonna do the same thing on the left side. Walking that left hand out a little bit now, and then the right hand comes up. You can leave that hand here. You can use the elbow here. Paying attention, how does the body feel? Right hand's coming over. Inhale, we're reaching. And on that exhale, body softens. Remember, that's when we're able to fold because the body softens. Exhale. If you want, you can bring that forearm on a block or on a pillow or on books, whatever you have handy. If you're on the chair, you're doing you're stretching out the side as well. And then let's push that left hand into the earth. Bring those arms back to a T and inhale up. Nice. And then let's lower down. Beautiful. So we're going to now do some seated cat and cow. So we've warmed up the cervical spine. We've done some twists, which help to massage the organs. Now let's warm up the rest of the spine by doing some seated cat and cows. So if you're on your chair, you may want to come a little bit forward on the chair, but being very mindful of your chair. Know that your chair can support you wherever you are, and it's not going to tilt, because if it is, then just stay where you are. So if you're seated on the mat, you're going to place your hands right in front of your knees. The arms are soft. And then we're going to inhale to bring the chest up and the abdomen forward. This is cow. And then on the exhale, you release that breath, chin to chest, straightening out those arms. Remember, that exhale allows the spine to soften. This is where, if you're on the chair, you want to come a little bit forward just so your back could kind of round a little bit more. But if you don't have the greatest chair, then just stay where you are with your back up against the chair. Inhale, coming back into cow, and exhale into cat. Arms straightening out, chin to chest, rounding that spine. Inhale, back into cow. Do this a few times at your own pace. Cow, we inhale. Cat, we exhale. Nice. Exhale. I'm using my Ujjayi Pranayama breath here. That's the breath on the exhale. It kind of makes like an ocean sound in the back of the throat. So here we inhale. And on the exhale, just really helps to release that breath. And then come on back to your yoga seat. We're going to inhale the arms to a T, bring those arms up, and we're going to come into a twist again. So hips are forward, right hand comes behind the back, left hand comes on the outside of that right knee. This time, I want you to twist the hand so the palm of the hand is facing your wall and the back of the hand is up against the knee. So what that does is it helps to kind of keep that left arm a little bit more engaged. And that's just all you're doing. If you can bring your hand back a little bit, it also warms up the wrist. So inhaling and exhaling. We're just going to be here for 2 breaths. Same sequence. We inhale to lengthen and we exhale to twist or guide. And let's come on back to center, nice and slow. Inhale the arms up and taking that nice gentle twist to the left, bringing the back of that right hand up against that left knee. Palm is facing the wall. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. If you're on that chair, you can bring the back of that hand on the outside of that left knee. I'm sure you're figuring it all out on the chair. You're just kind of following along and doing all the posing that we're doing here. And right back to center. Inhale those arms up. And let's lower the hands onto the knees. So we're going to come into a forward fold now. In gentle yoga, we're always, using props, listening very carefully to the body, knowing what's good for us, only we know. So if you're on the chair, we're going to come into a forward fold. You have a lot of different options on that. You can bring your hands behind you and maybe reach for the bar of your chair behind you and just kind of use that to help you come into the fold, or you can just fold over the tops of your thighs. I like to have my blocks handy, of course, to come into a forward fold, especially when I'm seated, because I never know how far down I'm going today. Maybe a pretty deep day, it may not be, so I have them there. Let's place our thumbs in our hip crease. So just each thumb, right hip crease, left thumb, left hip crease, right in there. And we're gonna start out by making sure the spine is aligned. So we're gonna bring the chest up toward the sky, and then exhale, slowly lowering down. So we're hinging from where those thumbs are, right in that hip crease. We're not just gonna round the spine and come down. I mean, there are times that you do those forward folds, but right now we're just gonna come down nice and aligned. When you feel any discomfort, and even before there, that's when you bring your hands in front of you. You don't want to, go down just to go into the forward fold. Some days I'm really deep, but other times I'm not. So if you're any discomfort in the lower back, you want to walk the hands nice and close to you, and you just stay up here aligned. So wherever you're at, just hinging forward. If you want, you can come down onto the forearms. You can come down onto blocks. And the great thing about blocks, you can put them at any height, and they can give you the support that you need. They can bring the earth closer. So wherever you're at, we're hinging from the hips, coming forward. And we're just gonna hang out here for about an hour. Just kidding. Just a couple of breaths. And slowly start to walk yourself up. And that's it. That's it for the forward fold. So now we're going to come into standing poses. So we're gonna work our way through tabletop and then into a downward dog, coming up into standing at the back of our mat. So if any of the poses, if the tabletop, if the downward dog are things that are not comfortable for you, then just come up to the back of your mat. We're not going to be in those poses too long. So let's just help bring those knees together, straighten out, stretch the feet out a little bit. If you're on the chair, just kind of listen to my instruction throughout the practice and do whatever movements you can do on the chair. So now let's just come into tabletop. So tabletop is all about balance and alignment, which all of yoga really is. So we're stacking our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knees, tops of the feet are on the floor, and you're gazing toward the front of the mat. And we're just gonna move the hips nice and slow from side to side, that's all. Very slow movements. If you want, you could take some half circles. So lowering the seat down toward the heels, coming up on the other side, and doing a few of those. Nice, just getting some rotation in the hips. It's good, especially if you've been seated a while on your mat. And then coming back to tabletop. Continuing to move from side to side. And then just coming to regular tabletop. So just shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees. And we're gonna curl our toes under. We're gonna meet in downward dog, or we'll be just for a few moments. So you're gazing toward your knees or between your thighs. Ears are between your biceps. And then just slowly start to walk your hands to meet your feet at the back of the mat. So you all will stay at the back of the mat. I'm just gonna come to the front so you can see me. So we're gonna inhale, bringing the hands to the shins, coming into a half lift. Exhale into a forward fold. And then we're slowly, slowly rising up. Bringing those hands all the way up for a nice full body standing stretch. Beautiful, bring the palms and fingers together and lower to heart center. So if you're at the back of the mat, we're gonna come right into our first standing pose, coming right into warrior two. So you're at the back of the mat, hands are at heart center, send that right foot forward, right knees over that right ankle, the back foot, the left foot is parallel with the wall behind you. You wanna make sure that right knee stays over the right ankle. If the right knee passes the right ankle, sometimes that just means that your feet are a little too close together. Beautiful. So you've got your right ankle intersecting the left foot, bringing those arms to a T, gazing over toward the right fingertips. Both hands and shoulders are at the same height. So if you want to look back at your left hand, my back hand always kind of angles down, so I always have to remind myself. So we're gazing over the right hand, right over those 3 middle fingers on the hand. Right knee stays over the right ankle. That left foot's nice and grounded. Beautiful warrior two. Shoulders are stacked over the hips, spine is aligned. And warrior two has a lot of instructions. Let's turn the palm up. We're gonna come into peaceful warrior here. Left hand comes down the back of that left leg. Right hand comes up. Breathing in, we're reaching. Exhale to soften and fold. We're nice stretch along the right side of the body. Breathing a few times. And let's come on back into warrior two. Beautiful, fingertips reaching. Let's straighten out that right foot now, that whole right leg. Pivoting now, the right toes toward the front. And now, let's pivot the left foot toward the back of the mat, softening that left knee. Now we're back into warrior two on the opposite side, reaching the arms in opposite directions. We're gonna turn that left palm up, coming into peaceful warrior. Right hand on that right leg, reaching the left fingertips toward the right, stretching out that right side. Breathing, breathing. Nice breath. And slowly come back into warrior two, gazing over the left fingertips. Hands and shoulders at the same height. Check that back hand, right foot's grounded. Let's straighten out that left leg. We're gonna pivot the left toes toward the front. From here, we're gonna come into a wide leg forward fold. If you're on the chair, you can Open up the legs and forward fold a little bit. Listen to the body. If you want, standing, you can bring the toes in a little bit, and then we're gonna hinge forward. If you want, you can soften the knees and just slowly lower the hands to the earth until the hands touch the earth. Soften those knees if you need to get the hands down to the earth. If you have a blanket or if you have a block, you can place the hands on the blanket or block to bring the earth closer. So if you're nice and comfortable here, we're gonna walk both hands to the right foot. So that left leg stays nice and straight. We're able to do a little bit of a stretch in that hamstring. Left foot is grounded. Right knee is soft a little bit. Let's slowly start to walk the hands now to the left foot. That right foot is grounded, stretching out that right leg, getting a nice stretch. We're gonna do it one more time on each side, using the hands to walk you. And again, back to the other side. Any discomfort anywhere, listen to the body, come back to center. And let's all come back to the center now. You can soften those knees if you want, and slowly start to rise up, nice and slow, using the strength of the legs. And once you rise up, inhale those hands up, bring the palms and fingers together, and lower to heart center. Let's go ahead and pivot the right toes toward the front side of the mat. Soften that right knee, coming right back into warrior two. Fingertips reaching in opposite directions, shoulders stacked. Turn that right palm up, coming back into warrior two here. Inhale and we're reaching. Beautiful, nice stretch along the right side. So from here, we're gonna come into side angle pose. So with that upper body, we're just gonna slowly lower the right elbow to the right knee. You can have your right elbow on the right knee, just try not to have all of your weight on that right knee. And then we're gonna bring the left hand up or over. If you want, you can butterfly the arms. If you have a block, you can put that right hand on a block. And then we're slowly gonna come back up into peaceful warrior. So from side angle, we're coming back into peaceful warrior. Nice, trying to keep that right knee over the right ankle. A lot to think about. And slowly come back into nice full warrior two. Let's take a full breath in and out. Nice. Let's straighten the right leg, pivot the right toes. I bet everybody knows what we're doing now, right? Turn that left foot toward the back of the mat, soften that left knee, and go ahead and find that warrior two. Stacking the hips, I'm stacking the shoulders over the hips, opening the shoulders. Maybe you bring the shoulder blades together a little bit behind you. Fingertips are reaching. If you're on the chair, you want to just twist a little bit, bring those arms to a T. Let's all turn the palm up, coming into peaceful warrior. Right hand on that right leg, breathing through it. And then coming into side angle here. So now it's the left elbow to the left knee. You can even just push that left elbow up against the left knee, or you can rest it there. Again, just make sure you're not putting too much weight on that left knee. Bringing that right hand up and over, or up, or elbow, or if you want to butterfly the arms open, whatever side angle works for you. If you have a block and you want to put that left hand on a block. And let's slowly come from side angle back into peaceful, taking your time. Stretching that left side, right foot's grounded. You want to keep that weight distributed. You don't want too much weight on that front leg all the time. And let's come on back into warrior two, gazing over those left fingers. Nice, full breath in and out here. Straighten out that left leg, pivot the left foot forward. Okay, we're gonna come into that wide leg forward fold again. You can soften the knees before you come forward. You can round the spine, this time lowering the hands to the earth. So if you have a block, we're gonna do a wide leg forward fold twist. So you can soften the knees again, whatever's comfortable, heel toe the feet together or heel toe the feet a little further apart. You can lower your right hand onto the block, right under the chin or onto the earth, or even higher on the block, wherever you're at. And we're just gonna lift the left hand up. So we're coming into a twist. Left hand comes up. Again, using that block, softening the knees, whatever you feel you need, or just coming down to the earth. And then slowly lowering the left hand onto the earth, onto the block in any direction, and that right hand comes up now. Beautiful. Nice stretch. And slowly lower both hands, softening those knees, and slowly rising up, nice and slow. Bringing those arms to a T. We're gonna pivot the right toes again toward the front of the mat. And guess what? Warrior two. Warrior two. Making sure that weight is distributed. If you feel like, for some people it's difficult to not put all the weight in that front leg or to figure out how to distribute the weight. So the way that I was taught was kind of imagine you're trying to separate the mat with the feet. So you're kind of pushing your right foot forward or sliding it forward and the back foot back. So it just helps to kind of allow the weight to distribute. So that's how I do it. And we're gonna flow through a couple of the poses that we did before, and we're gonna add triangle pose. So let's flip that palm, peaceful warrior. Left hand on that left leg, right arm reaching up or over toward the back, just a little, stretching out that right side. 1 or 2 breaths here. Nice, and then we're gonna bring that right elbow to the right knee, bringing that left hand over or up. You can even leave it on the hip, whatever you're feeling today, or butterfly the arms open. Side angle pose, we're gonna come right into peaceful, nice and slow. And then coming back into warrior two. So from here, we're going to come into triangle pose. So I've got my bolster here. I have something here, just so I have it if I want to bring that right hand down onto it. So let's go ahead now and straighten out that right leg. That's the first thing we do to prepare to come into triangle. Hinge the fingertips, the right fingertips forward, and also a little bit from the hip, just really trying to get some nice reach. Then lower the right hand to the earth, to a block. If you want, you can even put the right hand up against your leg. You just don't want the hand flailing in triangle pose. Lifting those left fingertips up. You want to have the side of the body over that right leg, or that's what we're striving for. So if you're a little bit forward, just know that eventually we're going to work that body over the right leg. Another breath here. And from here, we're gonna come into peaceful triangle. So keep those arms teed, right? And then right fingertips are coming up, and that right leg is still in that triangle formation. So my knee isn't soft, though certainly if you have any discomfort in the knee, soften the knee, do whatever you need to do. Right fingertips are reaching up. I'm gazing at my right thumb. My left hand's on my left leg. This is peaceful triangle. I love peaceful triangle. Something about it just allows all the breath to come in. Everything's nice and aligned. And slowly come back to a T. All right, let's pivot the right toes forward. And the left toes now toward the back of the mat. And we're gonna come back into warrior two. And we're gonna do exactly the same sequence on the left side that we did on the right side. So if you wanna move your prop or whatever you have, if you want to bring the earth a little bit closer, when we do eventually move into triangle pose. Warrior two, let's turn the palm up, peaceful warrior. Nice stretch on the left side, right hand on that right leg. Beautiful stretches, powerful warriors. And slowly bring the left elbow to the left knee, side angle. So the left arm, arm can come up and over. You can butterfly the arms. Again, you know the choices you have with the arms, listening to your body. And let's slowly move into peaceful warrior. Nice. Right hand, right leg. Left hand's reaching back toward the right side or the front of the mat. And slowly come back into warrior two. Let's hold warrior two for a breath or two. Not hold your breath. Hold and just continue to breathe a nice breath in and out. Nice. Now we straighten that left leg, preparing to come into triangle pose. So you're going to hinge forward over the hips, the upper body, left fingertips reaching toward the back of the mat or whatever room wall is toward that way. And then we're going to lower the left hand to the earth, to a block or a bolster, or again, just bringing that left hand against that left leg. Right hand comes up, and we're trying to align the side of the body over that left leg. Nice. Let's engage the core here. It's important to do that too. We're going to move into peaceful triangle. Nice and slow. This is the thing I love to do. I love when I'm in that peaceful triangle. Right hand on the right leg. Left fingertips reaching up toward the sky. Gazing at that left thumb. You know, you're going to find yourself maybe in a little bit of a twist here too. With the upper body twisting up toward the sky. There's a lot going on here. I don't know, something about just gazing up I love. And let's come on back into triangle. Pivot the left toes toward the front of the room. This time we're going to come into the forward fold, but we're going to round the back. You can soften the knees. Let's grab onto opposite elbows here and just do a ragdoll forward fold. Loosening up a little bit here, a little bit there. Nice. And slowly lowering the hands to the earth and rising up. Nice and slow. Let's heel toe the feet together. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Nice. So from here, we're going to come right into some balancing. So with the feet grounded in the earth, we're going to come into tree pose. So just slowly start to shift all the weight into that right foot. And pivot the left leg toward the left side of the room or the back of the mat, wherever you are on the mat. So if I'm referring to the back, I'm just kind of referring to my mat where I am in position, but you just should be pivoting that left foot leg toward the left. You can just allow the left heel to rest up against the right ankle, and that's fine. If you have it in your practice today, you want to bring that left foot to the shin. You can bring that left foot above or below the knee. You don't want any part of the left foot touching the knee, the inside of the knee. You don't want to, accidentally slip and, well, we know what can happen. We need our knees in good shape. So wherever you're at today is good. Let's inhale the hands up and open up the branches. Arms are the branches. Maybe it's windy out. You're a tree. Maybe your fingers are your leaves and they're being blown and you want to move the fingers around a little bit, or the wrists. We're grounding down. Remember, most of that weight, if not all of your weight, is on that right foot. And then let's bring those hands up, palms and fingers together. Lower to heart center. Let's bring that left knee up nice and high. Oops. Whenever I say that, I always kind of extend the leg and lower down. And just shake out the right side. Nice. And come on back. Let's inhale those hands up. Palms and fingers together. And slowly start to shift all the weight into that left foot. Feel that? Feel the difference? All of a sudden the right side feels nice and light. Let's pivot the right leg toward the right side. So that's all the way up at the hip too. So you want to just kind of lean that right heel up against the left ankle. If you want, again, you can bring that right foot to the inside of the shin or the thigh. Whatever you feel you can. We just don't want any part of the right foot up against that left knee. And if you're seated, you're doing this too. We're gonna inhale the hands up. And again, open up our branches. So if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you can close your eyes. And that's a little bit of a challenge in balance, moving those fingers and the wrists and the arms. Nice. And let's inhale the hands up, lower to heart center. Bring that right knee up, extend and lower down, and shake out that left side. Beautiful. So we're gonna all come to the front of our mat now. So wherever you're at, we wanna just find the front of our mat. We're gonna inhale our hands up and exhale into a forward fold. Send those feet back, coming into your downward dog, and slowly lowering your knees to the earth. To sit onto your heels. You can always put a block or something on your heels or whatever it is if you want to get your seat a little bit closer to the earth, have that feeling. Just listening to your body, what it needs today. And hands are out in front of you. And slowly start to walk your hands toward the body, finding your way seated on the middle of your mat. Just like I am now, centered on the middle of the mat. We're gonna slowly come into recline on our mat. If you want, you can do core work, or you can bring your hands behind your legs, right on your hamstrings, and that you can also do core work that way. So important, if you're gonna do core work, you have to engage the core. So you really have to think about tightening up your core muscles, and that's all the way down from the lower abdomen up. Whole area. So we're going to slowly just take 3 breaths to come down onto our backs. Nice and slow. If you're using all your core strength, really engage it. You have the palms facing and just kind of roll until you're on your shoulders. And once the shoulders come to the mat, just bring your arms to your side and extend the legs out. And let's just take a little bit of a reclining stretch here. Reclining full body stretch, whatever you have. And then start to walk the soles of the feet so that they're on the mat. Bring those knees in and give yourself a hug. Maybe roll a little bit from side to side. Nice little rolls here. And then coming to stillness, lowering the feet onto the mat. We're going to heel toe our feet to the edges of the mat. And just kind of do a nice windshield wiper here. So we're just going to move the legs from side to side. Coming to stillness, let's heel toe the feet together. We're going to move into our inversion here. So inversion, you can bring a block and put it under your sacrum, or a pillow or a rolled towel, whatever feels right, or you can just do it straight from your mat. And we're just going to bring the soles of the feet up toward the sky. Pointing and flexing the feet, point and flex, and maybe rotate. Rotate and open and close, scissor the legs, crisscross. Just taking movement with the feet up, so the feet get a little bit of a break. Whether it's now like brushing down or just kind of drifting down towards your hips, so the feet do need a little bit of a break. Your feet and legs should feel a little bit lighter. Nice. And maybe just hold with your feet flexed, coming into your inversion. If you're on your chair, you can kind of put right heel on the earth and bring that left foot on top of it, and just kind of change places a little bit. Taking it nice and easy. Engaging the core when you need to. So from our inversion, we're going to move into our happy baby. So if you have a block or a pillow, first thing you want to do is remove that. So you may just want to lower your feet back onto the mat. Remove that pillow or block or whatever it is that you have underneath you. And go ahead, coming into your happy baby. So grabbing the outside of the feet. Your arms are between the knees and you're just moving from side to side. If you want, you can go ahead and stretch out one leg and then maybe the other, or both at the same time if you want to come into a yogi toe lock. Whatever it is that makes you feel good. And slowly come to stillness. Let's bring the soles of the feet together here and then lowering them onto the earth, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, which is reclining butterfly pose. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can just come right into your Shavasana, your final rest. If you're comfortable here in butterfly pose, we're just going to be here for about 3 more breaths. And if you're on your chair, you're just starting to find some comfortable position, some comfortable way of sitting on your chair, still connecting to your breath. And let's start to push the feet together if you're still in butterfly pose. Then pushing the feet together, bringing the knees together and extending those legs out toward the edge of your mat, finding a nice comfortable position just for a few breaths in your rest. Breathing in and out through the nose. Those exhales, when you're releasing, you should really start to feel a stronger connection with the mat as you exhale and melt onto the mat. Palms are facing up toward the sky, feet are just opening up. And just take 1 or 2 more breaths, starting to move the head from side to side. Like we did in the beginning of the class, just pause on the left side and pause to the right side. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. Coming into that nice full body stretch. By moving on my mat, you guys should stay where you are. Take that nice full body stretch and then start to bring the knees in toward the chest. We're all going to roll onto our right side, coming into Garbhasana. Garbhasana is fetal pose. It represents a fresh start and a new beginning. I'm using my right arm as a pillow when I bring my left hand to the earth, right in front of my heart. I always love how we end class in Garbhasana, thinking about a fresh start and a new beginning. And hopefully you've enjoyed this yoga class and getting kind of like a fresh start on the day. Let's all slowly start to help ourselves up to that comfortable seat, using your hands, of course. Finding that original seat that we had in the beginning of class, where we set our intention and our dedication. And let's go ahead and bring our hands together. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today in this gentle yoga class. It was an honor to guide this class for you. I hope to have you all back at other yoga classes or other Project Independence virtual fitness classes. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and be well. Namaste.